Of guys believe that more time in the gym means more muscle growth. They think that more sets, more exercises, and more days at the gym will lead to better results. This mindset comes from seeing those big bodybuilders who push themselves hard and seem to recover from anything. But what if I told you that you might only need one tough set for each exercise to build a body you want? Now, I can hear some of you saying, no way. I used to think the same way until I learned a few things that changed my approach. In this video, I want to share my journey and why you should keep an open mind. This method has been game changer for me after over a decade of training, but it might not be for everyone, so I'll break it down who it's good for, its pros and cons, and how to apply it to your workouts. About a year ago, I discovered Mike Mentzer's training philosophy, and it completely shifted my perspective on building muscle. Back in 70s, bodybuilders like Arnold worked out 6 or 7 days a week for hours, sometimes multiple times a day, but Mentzer advocated for much less. I went from training nearly every day to just 3 times a week, and from doing about 20 sets for each muscle group down to under 10. I figured this out through experience and frustration from the usual advice that more is always better, which led to injuries and stalled progress. Menza highlighted something that so many people overlook. Muscle growth depends on two main factors: stimulus and recovery. That's the key. Everything else, like number of sets or exercises, is secondary. Many lifters get caught up in minor details, arguing over whether to do 4 or 5 sets. They focus on exercise choices and workout schedules, completely missing the bigger picture of whether they are generating enough muscle stimulus and recovering properly. I see this all the time, guys doing numerous sets then aren't challenging or pushing themselves so hard that they can't recover. This leads to exhaustion, injuries, and they believe doing even more is the answer. The real issue lies in the understanding of lifting fundamentals. Steroids play a role here, creating a false reality. Those who use them may grow muscle regardless of their training. So when they offer advice, they don't realize it's often tied to their use, not their approach. Think of building muscle like planting a seed. You wouldn't keep pulling it up and replanting it. You would let it grow with care. Similarly, after training hard, you must allow time for recovery, nutrition, and hydration. Yet, many people don't see the results they want because they aren't nourishing their bodies the right way or getting enough rest. After focusing on just one set of failure, I've learned that understanding stimulus and recovery simplifies everything. You do not need to overanalyze sets of frequency. Ask yourself two simple questions. Am I generating enough stimulus? Am I recovering from it? If the answers are yes, you are progressing. If not, that's what you focus on. Research shows that build muscle you need strong enough stimulus to activate specific muscle fibers. You can achieve this by training close to failure, but you don't need to do it repeatedly in one session. Once you meet the threshold with various exercises for a muscle group, adding more sets just adds fatigue, which harms recovery. Some argue that one set of failure only worked for trainers like Menza because they use steroids, but even if they could handle more volume, they chose not to. They understood that low volume and high intensity can be effective. So, who is this style of training for? I recommend it for those who have a solid foundation, ideally after about a year of training, and who feel comfortable with taking sets to or close to failure. Beginners should focus on learning proper technique first, as doing more sets can help with that. If you want to try one set to failure, here are the pros. Shorter workouts. You can finish in about 25 to 45 minutes because you're only doing one intense set of each exercise. Better recovery. Fewer sets mean less wear and tear on your body, which reduces joint and muscle strain. Strong muscle growth signals. Pushing a set to failure sends a clear message to your muscle to grow. Lower injury risk. With fewer total reps, there is less chance of overuse injuries. Many think training hard causes injuries, but it's usually doing too many reps too often that leads to problems. Increased focus. You can concentrate all your efforts on that one challenging set instead of spreading your attention across multiple sets. Now let's look into downsides. It requires pushing hard. To make this work, you have to really go for it. If you don't reach true failure, one set won't suffice. Less practice on movements. Only doing one set means less repetition to improve your technique. This method might not be suitable for beginners, and it takes serious mental discipline to push your limits. Many find success with higher volume training, even if their efforts aren't very intense. If you're ready to give this a shot, here's what I suggest. Start with 2 to 3 warm up sets, gradually increasing the weight while maintaining control. Then perform one final set to complete failure without risking injury. For example, if you're doing incline dumbbell presses, you might warm up with lighter weights before hitting your working set. Lastly, this is not just about physical results. After years of lifting, I'm seeing improvements in my physique and strength. But the mental benefits are even greater. I no longer worry about whether I'm doing enough volume or doubt my routines. I focus on hitting the right stimulus and recovering well. So keep these principles in mind, and you might find your training becomes much more efficient and rewarding. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and make a comment below. Stay strong and have a great life.